All right, you're welcome to mathematics class. I would like to solve some of these questions on commercial arithmetics. The first question reads, a book which cost 300 naira was sold for 240 naira. What was the loss percentage? So the first thing that we need to do is to write out the parameters. The first one is the cost price. So I'll tag it as CP. CP is equals 300 naira. And then I have the SP. The SP as equals 240 naira. All right. And of course, the rule is that when the selling price is more than the cost price, we have a profit. But in this case, the selling price is 240, is much less than the cost price. So when selling price is less than the cost price, we are running for a loss. Do we understand? Okay, so that's what is happening here, a loss. And so being a loss, we are going to calculate the loss percentage. And of course, in achieving that, we have the formula for it as loss over cost price times 100%. Loss over cost price times 100%. So what that means is that I will be having it in this manner. The loss is 300 minus 240. 300 minus 240. That will be 60. So we'll be having it as 60 over the cost price, which is 300 times 100% all over 1. So 6, 0 cancel 0, 6 in 30, that is 5, and 5 in 100, that is 20. So number 1, we have 20% loss. That's the answer. So you can actually just this down your notes. In case I erase this corner, you can pause the video and go back again to it. For want of space, we'll be erasing this portion so we don't go off the question. Right. Number 2, a woman made a profit of 3 naira. So profits now. Number 2, made a profit of 3 naira. Made a profit of 3 naira. Yeah, thank you. After selling an article which costs. So when I say cost, the cost price is what it means. When you say cost, it means the cost price as 12 naira. 12 naira. All right. So what percentage did he make? So since there's a profit, it means selling price is actually greater than the cost price. And selling price is actually the CP plus the profit. Since selling price is greater than cost price, then you will add the cost price or the profit to the cost price. So we have 12 plus 3, and that will be giving you how much? You're having it as 15 naira. The selling price is 15 naira. But they said a woman made a profit of 3 naira for selling an article which cost 12 naira. So what percentage profit did he make? So the percentage profit now will be the profits over cost price. So we don't even need the selling price anyways. So the formula for percentage profit is actually the profit over the CP times 100%. I just wanted to solve for the selling price, but there's no need for that in the question. So the profit is 3 over 12 times 100% over 1. So that means 3 into 3 is 1, 3 into 12 is 4. You can use 4 into 4 is 1, 4 can go into 100, that is 25 times. So the profit is a 25% profit. Are we together? All right, so you can pause this video and then copy this down to your notes, note it down, and then you can replay the video. But I will be erasing this part because of space, for want of space. Number 3, we have a woman bought a measure of beans for this. So that word bought is a keyword for cost price. Do we get that? It's a keyword for the cost price. So cost price is 12 naira. Cost price is 12 naira and sold it for 15 naira. SP is equals 15 naira. Do we get that? All right. So, and we have to find the percentage profits. So the profit here is actually selling price minus the cost price. Selling price minus the cost price. So what that means in actual sense is 15 naira minus 12 naira. 15 naira minus 12 naira, which is 3 naira. And of course, percentage profits is actually profit over the cost price times 100%. Profit over the cost price times 100%. Substituting, the profit is 3 over the CP 12 times 100%. Okay, so if I simplify, 3 into 3, I have 1, 3 into 12, I have 4, 4 into 100, I have 25 straight up. So I have 25% profits. All right, so as usual, you can pause this video, note it down. And of course, I will be erasing this to move to the next question. Okay, so we move again to another scenario where we are required to find the loss or gain. Now, the question reads thus. Adamu bought some quantity of salt at 90 naira. Adamu bought some quantity of salt at 90 naira. So that becomes the cost price. The keyword bought is brought into view. So that becomes the cost price, right? Okay, so how much did he make as profit? So, and sold it at 8 kobo. So for it to be 8 kobo, it means that we have to convert from one unit to the other. All right. So we are told that he bought a packet of salt or a quantity of salt. So CP, like I said before, buy, bought, purchase, they are all keywords for selling price. Cost price. I beg your pardon, cost price. It's a keyword for cost price. We have bought, we have buy, of course, and costs. The word costs also connote that. And then we have 8 kobo, right? So let's make this one to be 900. 90 times 100, that's 9,000 kobo, right? Okay, so, and then he said, and sold it at 8 kobo a kilogram. Don't forget he bought some quantity of salt at this, ton. So the whole ton. So 1,000, don't forget 1,000 kilograms is equals to 1 ton. So I decided to convert to, kobo because it's a smaller unit. So if he sold it at 8 kobo a kilogram, so it means that for 1,000 kilogram, it will be 8 kobo times 1,000. Because 1 kilogram is this, so 1,000. So I'm going to be having it as 8,000 kobo, right? Okay, so I think preferably, let me step it down again to naira. So our CP now will be what? 90 naira. Let's leave it at 90 naira still, since we have gotten the equivalent. The selling price is now 80 naira. So now the question is, did he lose or gain? selling price is smaller. So if selling price is less than the cost price, I told you is actually heading towards a loss. That's a nosedive to a loss. So, and then you have to find the percentage loss. So that will be loss over the CP times 100%. Loss over the CP times 100%. So I will solve it at this corner here in red. So at this ash color column here. So the loss is actually what? 90 minus 80, right? That's 10 naira. So the loss is actually 10 naira. So that's 10 over the cost price, which is 90 times 100% over 1. So the 0 cancels 0. So 9 into 9 is 1. 9 into 10 is 1. Remember, 1 into 10 is 1. So I'll be having 11.11. It's a recurring decimal. So approximately 11.11%. Do we get that? 11.11%. All right, that's the answer. So you can pause this video, copy what you want to copy, note it down, and I will erase right away. Okay, so we go to the next question. Now, number 5 reads, so a trader bought, 300 bags of cement for 10,800 naira. So that means the CP is actually what? 10,800. Remember, he's buying 300 bags of cement. Now, the next thing says, I sold them at 40 naira per bag. Per means 1. So if 1 bag is 40, so that means 300 bags will be what? For the selling price, so we'll be having it as 300 times 10 times 40, right? Okay, let a quick one now. 3 times 4 is 12. Then add the 3 zeros that appear there. So that will be 12,000. Of course, this is a huge profit. It's a good profit. Our selling price is bigger than cost price. So we have a profit. Selling price minus cost price is our profit. Selling price minus cost price is our profit. So what it means is that I'll be having 12,000 minus 10,800. And what that means is I'll be having 1,000. No, not 1,000. So I'm having borrow, if you subtract very well, 10 minus 8 is 2. All right, so I'm going to be left with 1. 1 minus, this is 1,200. So 1,200 naira is my profit, right? And then you have to find percentage profit. Percentage profit will be profit over cost price, profit over the CP times 100% over 1, right? Okay, so I will be having it as 1,200 over the cost price, which is 10,800 times 100% over 1. All right. Okay, so I have 2 zeros, cancel these 2 zeros. So I have 12 here, 12 times 9. All right, I have 12 here, that's 100. So it's still going to be having it as 11.11%. That's our answer. So you can pause this video, note it down, but I'm moving to the next question. Number 6 is the next question. So I turn to number 6. Number 6 says, a man bought a car. A man bought a car for 3,400 naira. A man bought a car for 3,400 naira. And then repairs costing another 150 naira. So that bought is CP as 3,450 naira. And then we have 2 repairs costing another, so plus. This will be added to the, because he's spending money on procuring or making the item marketable in a good condition. So this is 0. 5 plus 5 is 10, 0 carry 1. We are adding 4 plus 1, 5 plus 1, 6. I have 3,600 naira. 3,600 naira. Okay, that becomes the total cost price. So the selling price now will go for 3,000, or it is given as 3,960 naira, right? So we are required now to find the percentage profits. So that is selling price minus the cost price. So we are doing we're doing a subtraction. We're actually subtracting 3,960 naira minus 3,600 naira. So we're solving for the profits, right? 0 minus 0 is 0, 6 minus 0 is 6, 9 minus 6 is 3, 3 minus 3 is 0. So the percentage profits, don't forget, is profit over cost price. This is the profits. So it is 360 over the cost price. Don't forget the cost price is 3,600. 3,600 times 100% all over 1, right? Okay, so we have 360 into 3,600, we have 10, right? So 10 into 100, I have 10. So you are having a 10% what? Profit. A 10% what? Profit. So you can note this down, pause the video, note it down, but I'm moving to the next question as usual. So number 7, a television was sold at 2,000 naira. A television was sold, so that's the SP, right? So sold has this keyword, sold, sales, and just like that, souls, sales, sale, sales. So these are keywords for selling price. All right. If the cost price was, so they give you the CP is given as 2,000. So there's a loss here because the cost price is actually bigger than this. Find a loss percent. So our loss will be CP minus the SP, right? CP minus the SP. CP minus the SP. So that's 2,500 minus the 2,000. So I'm going to be having 500, right? 500 naira. Sorry, beg your pardon. 500 naira. Okay, so now the percentage loss will be loss over cost price. Don't forget, percentage loss is actually loss over the CP times 100% over 1. So loss is 500 over the CP. CP is 2,500 times 100% over 1. So 500 into 2,500 is 5. Agreed? 5 into 100 is 20% loss. 20% loss. Don't forget that. I'll pause the video, note it down, but I'm going to move to the next question as usual. Okay, so we move to number 8 to 10. All right, we are making progress, right? And I guess we're actually following or catching up the concept that is being elucidated in this video. All right, so you can actually play this video and watch it over and over again to actually grasp the concept of what is being communicated. All right, so we have the next line of question, number 8. We have a seller bought 120 eggs for 250 naira. Sorry. So he bought, that keyword bought is CP. CP, we have the cost price as 250 naira. 250 naira. Out of these, 20 eggs got cracked. So from 120, 20 got cracked. That means the rest will be 120 minus 20, which is 100. So 100 eggs are in good condition. And what that means is that the trader will sell 100 eggs. So, and were sold at 50 kobo each. So I'm going to multiply 100 times 50. Of course, that would be a loss for this trader because it's not selling the whole amount again. So that will be 5,000 kobo. 5,000 kobo divided by 100, you have 50. So the selling price will be 50 naira. That's a huge loss because, you have stepped down from 120 to 100 and you're selling at 50 kobo, each for 100 eggs. So that's 5,000, which is actually 50 naira. Don't forget she sold it at, she bought it at 250 naira. The remaining eggs, she later sold for 2 naira and 5 kobo each. Okay, fine. Okay, the ones that were cracked were sold at this amount, but the ones that were in good condition. All right, so I think there's a little tweak to the question. So I'm going to resolve this again. Sorry about that. I did not pay attention to the question. He said he sold the ones that were cracked. So that will be 20 times 50. Do we get that? The cracked ones, 20 times 50. So that's 1,000 kobo. So 1,000 kobo will give us what? 10 kobo. Agreed? So it's giving us 10 kobo. It's giving us 10 kobo. Sorry, 10 naira for selling price for the ones that are bad. Then the ones that were remaining, the good ones, were sold at 100 times, this was 100x left, right? 100 times 2 naira 75 kobo. So if I multiply these 2 zeros, we move this point 2 places. That's actually a rule in multiplying numbers by powers of 10. So you move the decimal points rightward as we've just done. 2 zeros in 100 moves the point 2 places rightward. So that makes it as 275 watts naira. Are we together? So that means the total selling price. That selling price will be this 10 naira plus 275 naira. So though the money will still be at a good price for the trader, because from what we are seeing here, the trader is not making a loss at all. So this is 8. So this is going to be making 285 naira. 285 naira. So the question now is, what is the percentage gain? Obviously, there's a gain. Imagine, look at the cost of the selling price went for 285 naira, whereas the cost price initially was 250 naira. The trader did not really make a loss at all. That's a good one. So the profits actually will be selling price minus the cost price. So that will be 285 naira minus 250 naira. Agreed? Okay, so 5 minus 0 is 5. Agreed? 8 minus 5 is 3. 35 naira. 35 naira. Okay, so we are now moving again to, so you can actually pause the video, copy to this extent where I have, that I'm going to be raising some portion for purpose of, don't forget the cost price is actually 250 naira. So for want of space, we will erase some of them, with the belief that you will pause the video and note the other salient points. So this is profits. Presently profit is profits over the CP times 100%. Agreed? Profit over the CP times 100% over 1. The profit is 35 over the CP, which is 250 times 100% over 1 times 100% over 1. Now, 0 cancel the 0. 5 in 25 is 5. 5 in 100 is 2. 5 in 5 is 1. And 5 in 35 is 7. So the final answer is 2 times 7. We get 14. 14%. So 14% is our percentage profit. You can pause the video as usual and note down the salient points. Okay, so we are continuing. Number 9. Number 9 reads, said an article costing 25 naira was sold for 20 naira. What is the gain or loss percent? So this is just a repetition of what we've been doing so far. So number 9, we have an article which costs. So costing, that's CP. Anything that has to do with cost is actually relating to the cost price. 25 naira was sold for. So the SP will be 20 naira. 20 naira. So 20. So of course we are making a profit, right? because selling price is bigger than, oh, sorry about that. We're making a loss because the selling price obviously is less than the cost price. Drop your pens and inspect this. 20 is less than 25. And of course, it is selling price less than cost price. So that is a loss. That's a condition for a loss. So what that means in essence is that you will be having the formula for loss as CP minus the SP. CP minus the SP. So that's 25 minus 20, which is 5. But the question did not leave us there. It said, what is the gain or loss? So percentage loss, right? Percentage loss. That is loss over cost price. Loss is 5 over the cost price, 25 times 100% times 100% over 1. 5 here is 5. 5 into 25 is 5. 5 into 5 is 1. And 5 into 100 is 20%, right? So you can actually verify some of these things by solving it on your own. So the loss, percentage loss, is 25%. You can pause the video and note down the salient points as usual. Last but not the least, question number 10. And here in this question, we're told that a woman bought 50 oranges for 5 naira. So another thing again is coming to view, but that's still the cost, that's still the keyword for cost price. 50 oranges for 5 naira. So 5 naira becomes our cost price for 50 oranges. She sold all the oranges at a rate of 12 kobo for 1 orange. So if 1 orange goes for 12 kobo, 50 oranges will be 12 times 50, right? 12 times 50, everything in kobo, everything in kobo. 12 times 5 is 60. So I have my 60. And then the 0 at the end of 5. So that's 600 kobo. Now I'm going to change this to 500 kobo because 100 kobo is equals to 1 naira. So as to make it equivalent. Now we are making, this is the selling price, 600 kobo. 600 kobo. So that means the selling price obviously is more than the cost price. The selling price is more than the cost price. Okay, I can as well still choose to leave it at 6 naira. At the same time, I think we can still leave it at 6 naira. Yes, 6 naira. So let's work with the naira. So we don't have too many figures to work with. 6 naira, 600 kobo, 5 naira, 500 kobo. So the selling price obviously is greater than the cost price because the selling price is 6 naira, and then this cost price is 5 naira. So the profits is a profit, right? We have profit is selling price minus the cost price. We are making a profit, right? So we are doing 6 naira minus the 5 naira, which is 1 naira.